Okay, this is the patella tendinopathy case. Age 19-year-old, a competitive cheerleader and gym-based cardio stretching as a sports they participate in. They've had a gradual onset on the anterior knee pain for over 6 months now, and the pain is localised to the apex of the patella, and there is stiffness after sitting or resting. So waking up in the morning, it's kind of stiff, and when it's most painful when it starts to ease for the rest of the day. They have slight valgus alignment, and the quadriceps and hamstring strength are at a 4 out of 5, and are currently unable to perform a single leg squat or drop jump. As you can see at the start of the video here, I'm just getting some consent from the client, explaining to them the case they are coming to me with, and letting them know what their injuries are. They're explaining it through them and explaining what we're going to be doing through today in the exercise selection. So today we're going to be doing a holding lunge isolation for 3 sets of 8 to 10 seconds. The reason why I'm going to do that is we're in the early stage of rehabilitation here, so we don't want to be putting too much stretch. As this is a tendon, they don't like stretch, but what they do like is load. So we're going to be starting with an isolation as this is early into the rehabilitation stage. So yes, it's a holding lunge, 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps. Here I'm just explaining to the client to do how they're going to be able to do this exercise and what to feel comfortable with hand placement, whether they want it out in front of them, by the sides, across the chest, wherever feels most comfortable for them. And then going through the exercise, doing the demonstration. So looking for that 90-90, so 90 back knee, 90 front knee, maintaining the upright posture and making sure we're not tilting over to one side or our knees are going through valgus, pointing inwards. Just explaining to them those are the coaching points there, and explaining to them how I want them to do this exercise. I want them which is beneficial through this stage of rehabilitation, and giving them demonstrations there, and giving them some coaching points as well, just explaining to them what can go wrong, some common errors such as knees going over toes, or they slightly tilt to one side, which is very visible. If you're walking around, you can see some people, their shoulders start to dip or their knees start to go in. So as you can see here, I'm just going around the athlete, making sure everything's looking okay, and I noticed that the front knee is kind of going slightly over toes, just past the 90, which is what we're looking for. So I have to realign that and just letting them know to keep the knee above the ankle there. We don't want to be pushing over the toes or stretching out too far, as early stage rehabilitation tendons do not like stretch, so we don't want to be putting them in too much of a stretch position to a point where their knee could potentially be more damaged than what it was before. So some progressions of this can be going into some form of split squat or split stance squat. So continue to load from here, increase load for each leg by either adding weight or just going through concentric and eccentric exercises, and then a regression from this would be potentially if they're finding some trouble in the back leg with stability, rest it on a box, so it turns into more of a split squat, hold for the bottom, so they don't have to require on balance and mobility of their ankles as much.